I need a trick. I gotta put my glasses on, Jazz. Hold on for a second. I need a trick. Yeah, I need a trick. I need a trick. Woo! Papoose is out here looking for a trick. And he got one. Yes, beautiful girl. Beautiful. Gorgeous girl. Y'all ain't gonna tell me Claressa ugly. I'm sorry, she's not. She don't care what 50 Cent got to say. At this point, the way 50 Cent running through women around here, I don't even think he really like women like that, in my opinion. Okay? Accused of doing some of the same things Diddy has been accused of, so I don't care. Everything but the baby oil. Everything's alleged, even my name's alleged. I'm just saying, that's what the baby mamas are saying. The gorgeous one. If she cleans up well. Looking a little bit like Remy.
Take a moment and really sit with this story, because what looks like celebrity drama on the surface slowly turns into something much heavier the deeper you look. Christmas 2025 was supposed to be warm and cheerful, the kind of holiday people show off online with matching outfits, smiling photos, and carefully chosen moments that make life look perfect. But for Claressa Shields, that day may have marked something very different. Not loud chaos, not public heartbreak, something quieter, something that sits in your chest and changes how you see everything afterward. The first crack in the picture didn't come from a rumor. It came from her own live stream. On Christmas, Claressa went live inside a Louis Vuitton store. Bright lights, designer bags lining the walls, confidence on full display. Right there in the frame was a duffel bag, placed clearly where viewers could see it. Then came the detail nobody expected to matter later. The receipt. Not hidden, not blurred, clearly visible. Her name, her card, her money. There was no confusion about who paid for it. Hours later, that same duffel bag showed up again, but this time the story had changed. Now it was being presented as a gift from Papoose, a Christmas present. That's where the questions began, because gifts don't usually come with your own receipt. That moment didn't explode right away, but it didn't disappear either. It hovered. And when something doesn't add up, people start looking closer. Later that same day, another video surfaced. This one came from a different store. Same energy, same setup, same filming style. The angle was familiar because viewers had already seen Papoose hold the camera that exact way in older videos with Remy Ma. The clip didn't stay up long. It vanished quickly. According to claims, the store owner received a call and was told to remove it immediately. But the internet doesn't forget easily, and by then the footage had already landed with Tasha K. That's when the story stopped feeling like messy relationship talk and started feeling planned, because now the question wasn't just who was dating who. It was who was where, when, and why. The narrative kept shifting. All three names, Papoose, Remy Ma, and Claressa Shields, were connected to the same city during the same holiday window. The explanation quickly changed to different days. But the details didn't move. Same clothes, same camera grip, same background, same energy. Too many matching pieces to ignore. Around the same time, Claressa shared something quietly online. She said she spent Christmas alone. No anger, no blame, just a sentence that sounded honest and vulnerable. But when that statement collided with the store footage, the tone changed. Because timelines don't bend easily. They either match or they don't. This is where Tasha K shifted the conversation in a way that made people uncomfortable. Not by claiming facts, but by asking questions. What if the marriage never ended? What if it wasn't broken, just managed? What if what people thought was separation was actually separation of roles? That's when the shape of the situation changed. It stopped looking like a love triangle and started looking like a financial one. One person legally married. One person emotionally invested. One person earning in real time. And money became the thread holding everything together. More claims followed. An alleged $8 million deal was mentioned, something big enough to change lives. But that raised another question. If Papoose was struggling financially, where was that money supposed to come from? That's when old records entered the conversation. Pawn slips, jewelry used as collateral, chains that looked flashy but were tied to loans. Past statements from Remy Ma resurfaced, where she said he wasn't paying bills and wasn't contributing financially. According to those claims, after being removed from the marital home, Papoose allegedly stayed in Claressa's apartment, drove her car, and moved within her resources. Even moments that once looked romantic started to feel different. A chain presented as a gift. Claressa calling it new, then asking where his was. Because the chain wasn't actually new. It was already his. Then the story took a deeper turn. Remy Ma once addressed Papoose using his real name Willie. That mattered. Because public records don't follow stage names. They follow legal ones. And when that name was searched, it opened a paper trail that didn't match the image being sold. Years of unpaid taxes, federal liens, six-figure balances. Not gossip. Documents. At that point, this stopped reading like celebrity chaos. It started looking like pressure management. When someone carries financial weight for years, every relationship changes. Support becomes strategic. Silence becomes valuable. And separation becomes risky. The focus then widened to include Remy Ma as well. Claims suggested she also carried a large tax burden. Numbers big enough to affect every decision. When two people share history, exposure, and financial risk, staying legally connected can feel safer than walking away. That's where Claressa's role becomes painful. Not as a villain, not even as a willing participant, but as someone placed close enough to absorb pressure without seeing the full picture. According to allegations, she wasn't viewed as a partner. She was viewed as support, a buffer, a resource. The language reportedly used behind closed doors made that clear. Words that didn't reflect love or care, but function, utility. That's why the duffel bag moment mattered. It wasn't about luxury. It was about presentation. The apartment wasn't about comfort. It was about cover. The silence around Christmas wasn't accidental. It was controlled. This is where the alleged $8 million deal takes on a darker meaning. Not as money meant to arrive, but as reassurance meant to delay questions. A promise that kept hope alive while real obligations were handled quietly elsewhere. Delay buys time. Time buys survival. Divorce never happened. And that fact changed everything. Because divorce doesn't just end relationships. It exposes finances. It opens records. It forces honesty. And if that exposure threatens collapse, staying legally married becomes strategy. By the end of this chapter, the question isn't whether Claressa was misled. It's whether she was ever meant to know. Because transparency would have broken the structure. Silence kept it standing. This story doesn't end with yelling or revenge. It ends with recognition. The realization that the biggest loss wasn't money or reputation. It was clarity. Believing you were chosen when the plan never included you. Investing emotionally while decisions were made elsewhere. That isn't heartbreak. That's positioning. And that's why this doesn't feel like gossip anymore. Feels like a pattern. Familiar one. Power. Silence. Money. Women kept close but never fully included. Systems protected by quiet cooperation. The final question isn't what happens next. It's whether silence will continue to protect something that should already be in the open. Because once you see a pattern like this, you can't unsee it. And once the truth starts to surface, it doesn't need permission to exist.
I'm sad to report. Because here's the thing, the Christmas thing, we gotta go back to 2025. I'm so sorry about this, y'all. We gotta rewind it back. I gotta do one spin for this. We gotta rewind it back, okay? So the Christmas thing had me bothered. Had a lot of y'all bothered. Claressa spent Christmas alone. She was live in the Louis Vuitton store buying Louis Vuitton bags and a duffel bag. Posted the receipt of the duffel bag online, had Papoose give her a Louis Vuitton box with a duffel bag in it and forgot that she had posted the receipt stating that she bought the duffel bag that he gifted her. Then she said, hey, can you gift this online so people would think you bought me something? Okay, cool. I'm gonna sit down right here like this. All right, right there. Put the camera up. Let's go. Same way he was holding the camera for Remy Ma that she claims that he was not